Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with me and listen with me today. I know that as owners and managers of Life Skincare, you are very selective about who you trust with your brand, and you should be, because Life Skincare to me represents real ingredients, real people behind the scenes, and real results. And so I would like to offer an observation. Imagine a skincare brand like Life Skincare who is growing in followers and engagement, but in terms of consultations and sales is not growing the same way. This is a common issue that we find amongst lots of different small businesses and brands who are growing on social media, where they're posting consistently, but the type of content being produced is not balanced. And so in a perfect world, we would want to see a balance between promotional content and brand personality content, as well as that value-driven educational content. And so with that, I'd like to offer the 50-30-20 rule as a solution to this. And essentially, it is a proven strategy that helps to ensure customer engagement, ensure brand trust, and also customer conversion. And I hope that by the end of this presentation, you will understand why it's so important that we implement this rule into Life Skincare. All right, so here I have a pie chart that represents the 50-30-20 rule breakdown. And so we see this pink part right here is the 50%, the 30% is this purple section, and the orange section is the 20%, and they each represent a different kind of content that we'll be pushing. So we'll start with the 50%. This is the pink portion that we're going to have at 50% for value-driven content. What is value-driven content? This is anything that involves educating the customer and also responding to the customer's concerns. This is where we are really trying to establish trust in this relationship. So, like I said, addressing audience skin concerns, educating on ingredients, and also kind of addressing routines and myths versus facts and true statistics about what our product is. And this really fosters that trust. And then we're going to have at 30%, this purple version, or this purple section, brand personality content. And so this is where we're really trying to showcase who we are as a brand. It's the who questions and the what questions that we're trying to answer for our audience. So who is formulating our products? What is the story behind our products? What are the values that we hold as a company? And this is extending that olive branch that is going to help with connecting to our customers. And this is the second most important part, I think, of any relationship is, having that connection to base off the trust. And then we're going to lastly finish with our 20%, which is all promotional content. And this is kind of self-explanatory, it's within the name. Any content that deals with promotions, deals, or discounts, anything dealing with pricing is going to be under this section. And we're going to have it at 20% because I feel like oftentimes, and maybe this is just me, I feel like I'm always bombarded with all these promotions from brands. And instead of doing, I think, what they think they want to do, which is customer conversion, which is what we all want, they are bombarding us with the promotions, and it turns away customers, and it's overwhelming, and no one wants to see it. So that's why we're going to have it at the 20%, so that after all of the previous trust and connection has been established, they're going to want to invest in our brand. Why this works? Like I said, trust. We are building trust with our clients. We are building engagement, fostering that engagement. People are interested, people are invested, and they trust us. And then finally, it leads to conversions. Everyone is happy, everyone likes our brand, they feel a part of the brand, they feel a sense of community, and why wouldn't they invest in us? So this is a step-by-step implementation of how we're going to use this in Life Skincare. Firstly, we have to understand our target audience. This is just going to require looking at metrics and our KPIs and understanding, what our demographics look like, who is responding to, engagements, who are the people that are our audience, right? And so looking at the metrics and identifying who these women or men or people are is really going to be important so that we can target our content to them. Also building a content calendar. This is super important for organization, and this is a great way to ensure that everyone gets the same content, knows what we're posting every single day of the week. Along with that, we're going to categorize all of our content into the 50-30-20 rule. So everything that's within the content calendar is going to be within those frameworks. So like I said, 50% is value-driven, 30% is brand personality, and the 20% is promotional. And lastly, we're just going to monitor and adjust. And this is because you cannot really be sure how things are going to work 100% of the time. This is a very strong estimate of what these results could look like, but sometimes you have to be fluid and you have to work with the times because social media is ever changing. What's trending is changing all the time, and so I think the most successful business model is always one that is not afraid to change and pull back and alter and adjust and monitor as needed. And finally, let's bring it full circle. So yeah, essentially, I believe that the 50-30-20 rule method for content strategy is going to be crucial when thinking about how to improve Life Skincare's social presence, social media presence. I think ultimately it will help to strengthen engagement, it will build that deeper brand trust, and ultimately lead to a greater customer conversion rate. And I'd like to end with this quote. A balanced content strategy doesn't just attract followers, it builds long-lasting relationships. And in skincare, relationships help create loyal customers who will stay with you for years to come. So thank you so much for listening and have a good day.